Hello everybody and welcome back to another vlog. It's currently Monday morning and I just felt like vlogging again. So I am currently reading Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. I am quite a ways through, about that far through page 297, and there's like 450 pages. I've got about 150 pages left, and I have very mixed feelings about this book because on one hand, I really like what's going on with the story. So basically, we're following these four childhood friends in their 30s as they're basically just kind of going about their life as 30-year-old women, but they're witches. And one of them leads Her Majesty's Royal Coven. It's like a government-sanctioned witch coven that's also like only a handful of people actually know that it exists, like non-witch people know that it exists. Another one is kind of running her own coven, and then two others have kind of stepped back and are kind of just trying to live like normal lives. And so there's the just women in their 30s trying to live their lives. There's the witch aspect with the different like political things going on, and then there's also this like dark happening on the horizon that they are trying not to let happen because they know that inevitably they're all going to be sucked into the middle of it, and they don't want that. And it's kind of a very vague notion of like kind of what's going on in this book, but it feels very like almost like just a drama in a sense. They're like part of it is just like these women just living their lives, and it's very, very interesting to add on the witch element to it. There's also a lot of discussion of gender and race in this book that's taking a big part in the story, which I wasn't anticipating, but I'm really, really enjoying. I think that there's just a lot that Dawson is saying, using this kind of as her landscape for the points that she's trying to make, and I think she's doing a really good job of it. However, I do not jive with Dawson's writing style at all, and it's really like hampering my enjoyment of this book a lot, and I feel really bad because like I said, I'm enjoying what it has to offer. I just don't like the way that it's being told, the way that it's being delivered to me. I don't know, and I don't know exactly what it is. Like there are moments where I'm like, oh wow, that was like a really good line, or that was a really good way to describe something, or like there are moments where I'm like, ooh, I liked that, but a good majority of it, like, I'm just kind of like, about, and then there are like plenty of moments where I'm like, I didn't like that, like, why is she wording it this way, or like, it kind of like pulls me out of the story, and like I said, I don't know exactly what it is about it. For lack of a better term, I'd say it was juvenile writing, but that's not the right term either, I guess. And so I don't know how to exactly explain it, but yeah, the writing style is just, I'm not jiving with it, and it's hampering my enjoyment of this, and it's pulling me out of the story, and it's making it so that like I want to like keep reading and stuff like that, but I just am not able to stay really like focused in the book. So it's taking me a while longer to read this. Like it's taken me longer to get through these like 300 pages than what I feel like it normally would, with the amount of time that I've sat down to try to read this book. But yeah, this is a first in a trilogy. Depending on how this ends, I could see myself continuing to pick up the story like when the subsequent books come out, just because I am very curious to see like what she's going to do like with the rest of the trilogy. But yeah, I don't know, the writing style is just not my jam. But yeah, this is what I'm currently reading. Like I said, it is Monday. I am kind of in between freelance jobs right now. I finished one up last week, and I do have another manuscript coming to me tomorrow. But right now I'm just kind of in between. I have a video that I need to film today. I also want to get a bunch of cleaning done. So pretty boring day. But I figured it'd be a good day to start a vlog at least. So, but I will check in with you you once I make more progress on Her Majesty's Royal Coven. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning. I'm currently taking a break from working on the new manuscript that I have. I'm doing developmental edits on. To update you, it's currently snowing outside, which I get it. It's November. We're in Wisconsin, but I hate it. I literally hate the snow. And you're probably like, Sarah, why are you living in a place where it snows like 5 months out of the year? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I don't know why I do this to myself. But we're here and it's snowing. And I did finish Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson last night. And I basically, same thing I've been saying. I liked the story a lot. I liked where it went. It definitely went in a direction that I was not expecting when I picked this book up, but I really enjoyed it and I thought that it was really well done. But again, the writing, I don't know what it is. Me and Dawson's writing style just don't jive well at all, and it really hampered my enjoyment of this book, and I ended up giving it a 3.5 star. I don't know what it is about it. It just like grated on me. But I do plan on continuing this series. This is the first book in a trilogy. I think the next book is coming out sometime next year. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I don't know. It was a good, fun, sweet, heartwarming, and also like thought-provoking type of story that dealt with a lot of social commentary and such. Like I said, it dealt a lot with gender, specifically the LGBT community, and then also kind of the intersectionalism of race and feminism, which I thought was really great, really important. It's something that people need to keep discussing, and it put it in this kind of witchy urban fantasy package, which was really fun. So I do recommend this, and I think it's just me. Like, it's just like a me thing, the reason why I don't like Dawson's writing style, because I can't really pinpoint what it is. And I know I said like it was kind of juvenile sounding in my last update, but that's not quite the right word, and I still don't know what word is the right word. But yeah, I did finish this. So then I had no idea what I wanted to read next. Actually, in order to pick Her Majesty's Royal Coven, I did like a random number generator to pick a number, and that corresponded to a book and a spreadsheet that I have of my owned TBR, and so I actually had my brother pick the next book. I told him to pick a number between 1 and none of your business, because you guys don't need to know how outrageous my owned TBR has gotten. You can kind of see it, but you don't need to actually have a solid quantifiable number associated with it, because it's bad. It's not good. It's out of control. But I had him pick a number, and then he picked a number, and that happened to correspond with A Master of Gin by P. Jelly Clark. I'm like read the first chapter this morning while I drank coffee before I got started working on stuff. So I'm really not that far, but I have very high hopes for this because I've heard nothing but good things about this book. It's supposed to be a steampunk 1912 reimagining of Cairo, Egypt. It's supposed to be kind of like a fantastical murder mystery, and yeah, I've heard really good things about it. But anyway, I'm gonna read the inside cover because, like I said, I've only read the first chapter. And I'm just going to read the inside cover to tell you guys what this is about. So it's Cairo, 1912. Though Fatima is the youngest woman working for the Ministry of Alchemy, Enchantments, and Supernatural Entities, she's certainly not a rookie, especially after preventing the destruction of the universe last summer. So when someone murders the members of a secret brotherhood dedicated to one of the most famous men in history, Al-Jahiz, Agent Fatima is called to the case. Al-Jahiz transformed the world 40 years ago when he opened up the veil between in the magical and mundane realms before vanishing into the unknown. This murderer claims to be Algiers, returning to condemn the modern age for its social oppressions. His dangerous magical abilities instigate unrest in the streets of Cairo that threatens to spill onto the global stage. Alongside her ministry colleagues and a familiar face from her past, Agent Fatma must unravel the ministry behind this imposter to restore peace to the city or face the possibility he could be exactly who he seems. So yeah, like I said, I've heard really good things about it from people who have read this. This is the first full-length novel in the, I think it's called the Dead Djinn series, but there are 3 prequel novellas that come before this. However, I'm under the impression that you don't need to read those prequel novellas in order to read this and get the same experience out of it. So that's what we're doing, because I didn't realize there were 3. I knew there was a Dead Djinn in Cairo that was like a prequel novella to this, but I haven't read that one either. And then I was looking it up this morning and I saw that there's 2 others. We're just going into the first full-length novel, that's normally how it works when there's prequel novellas. They're not necessary to read before you read like the first novel in the series. So I'm operating under the same assumption. We'll see. You know what they say about assuming. But so far the first chapter, we're good. I got it. I know what's going on. I understand. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Anyway, I rambled quite a bit for this update, but I'm gonna go back to working on that manuscript that I'm working on, and I will update you later when I have something to update on. Hello again. It's Wednesday morning, and I am about 89 pages through A Master of Djinn, and I don't have a lot to say about it other than I'm enjoying it. The world is super just like rich and full of life and very interesting to read about, as well as Fatma, our main character. She's super fun. I just love like the very kind of tough, loner, hardened investigator kind of persona that she's putting on. And yeah, I don't know, I'm enjoying it, but I don't really have much more to say beyond that. I'm hoping that like after I read more today, I'll probably have a better update for you on my thoughts, but I am enjoying it. And then I forgot to tell you, I did also start an audiobook. If you don't know, I read at least one nonfiction audiobook per month. That's kind of my reading goal for 2022, one of kind of my miscellaneous ones, and most of these I end up listening to on audiobook. And right now I'm listening to Princesses Behaving Badly, Real Stories from History Without the Fairy Tale Endings by Linda Rodriguez McRobbie. I'm almost 3 hours into it, 28% into it, and I can read you the little synopsis thing. It says, you think you know her story, you've read the Brothers Grimm, you've watched Disney cartoons, you cured as these virtuous women lived happily ever after, but the lives of real princesses couldn't be more different. Sure, many were graceful and benevolent leaders, but just as many were ruthless in their quest for power, and all of them had skeletons rattling in their royal closets. Princess Stephanie von Hohenlohe was a Nazi spy. Empress Elizabeth of the Austro-Hungarian Empire slept wearing a mask Mask of Raw Veal. Princess Olga of Kiev murdered thousands of men, and Princess Rani Lakshmibai waged war on the battlefield, charging into combat with her toddler son strapped to her back. Princesses Behaving Badly offers mini biographies of all these princesses and dozens more. It's a fascinating listen for history buffs, feminists, and anyone seeking a different kind of bedtime story. And so that's what I'm listening to. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of, I wouldn't say dry. I think I just am not a big like biography person, and while the theme of like princesses and stuff like that and real life princesses and like really badass women and stuff is very interesting to me, I have been having a hard time like actually focusing while listening to it. I'm just kind of like about it. I don't know. So I'm enjoying it, but I'm not as engaged as I was hoping I was going to be. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep listening to that while I kind of either walk toast or do other things that, you know, I can kind of multitask and focus on that while I'm doing it. But yeah, I just wanted to drop in and give a little bit of an update. I really don't have much else to talk about though. But I will update you, I guess, when I have more to say about A Master of Gin. It is Friday, and I know I did not update you on Thursday yesterday. I didn't really have anything to talk about. I didn't make reading progress until like Thursday night in the evening, and so I figured I'd just update you this morning instead of last night. But I am still reading A Master of Gin. I'm going much slower than what I anticipated. Not like super slow. I am just over halfway through. I just thought that I would fly through this a lot faster. Just because I am really enjoying like the vibe of the story. I think I'm just like having a hard time focusing this week. I don't know. Just like on reading, I can focus on like other things, but on reading I'm struggling for whatever reason. But yeah, I am just over halfway through page 219, and I'm still enjoying it a lot. The world is super vibrant. Like I said, it's basically a reimagined Cairo. So we're in like 1912 our world, but as if the barrier between like a magical realm and our world was broken about 40 years before this story takes place. And because of that, Egypt has now become a large world power, and so it's very interesting having kind of the social commentary and discussing how things would be different but also how other things would be the same in the world. There's still a lot of colorism, sexism, racism, things like that that are brought up in this book, and it's very interesting. There's also a large discussion on colonialism that is going on kind of side by side with this mystery in the story. Like I said, it is a very vibrant world, vibrant kind of setting. Are the descriptions of Cairo and the different areas of the city that we go in are all very well described, and it's got this very steampunk feel. And then the jinn are super interesting as well. We've got jinn that are basically just like living and working alongside humans, and the way that they're described is just super fascinating, and how they're kind of like interacting with humanity. It's a lot of fun. And the mystery element, it's definitely like a government agency trying to solve a mystery type of a story, which I really like. I like the detective stories that's incorporated within this book, and yeah, I'm enjoying our main character. She's quite feisty. She wears these really dapper suits and a bowler hat and a cane that is also multi-purposed into a sword. She's just super fun, and yeah, overall I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm also 46% through the audiobook of Princesses Behaving Badly. I'm a little over 4.5 hours left, so I've got 5 hours and 42 minutes left, but I'm listening to it at 1.5 speed, so I don't know how much I actually have left. And again, this is just okay. I don't know. This is one that I am finding myself struggling to really like focus on when I'm listening to it. It's not as engaging as I was hoping it to be. I don't know. I'm gonna finish it. I don't know if it's just me and my lack of focus lately, or if it's the writing style. That's just kind of, it's not really a dry writing style. There's some little like, you know, commentary thrown in that's interesting, but I just am not into it like I was hoping I was going to be. But you know, I will continue to make progress in probably both of those today, but I did just want to give you a bit of an update. I am getting, well, I was kind of like working on a few things, and I just wanted to take a break and give an update, but I'm gonna go back to trying to get some work done. Hello, it is actually Monday. I realized I completely forgot to update this like for the entirety of the weekend. I apologize. I guess the main reason why I didn't think about it is because I didn't have much to update on. I really just kind of petered out in terms of reading momentum this week. I just could not focus on like a book. I don't know what it was, because I, you know, have been enjoying what I've been physically reading, you know, audiobook wise. Hold on, I've got about 4 hours left of Princesses Behaving Badly. I'm about 61% of the way through. I know I've been saying I've just kind of been like about it. It is nice to just like have on an audiobook while I'm like, you know, cleaning or working on other stuff, whatever that or walking the dog, you know, whatever, that kind of a thing, where I can just kind of like listen to it while I'm doing stuff. I do want to say there's one thing that I do really like about this book is that they're not just European princesses. The author really made sure to focus on princesses from around the whole world. So, you know, we've got a fair amount of European princesses, but we've also have women from India, women from Mexico, women from Egypt, you know, from all over. We're talking about all these different royal women. So I mean, that's good, and I do really like that. In terms of A Master of Jin, I've got about this much left. I'm on page 278 out of 390. So I've got just over 100 pages left. I will either finish this today or tomorrow, but I do just want to end this vlog here just because it is now at a week long. And I know I've been reading this really slowly, much more slowly than I normally read things that are like under 400 pages. I am enjoying it though. It's simply just because my focus is like out the window. But I am really enjoying this. I really don't have anything more to say that I like compared to what I've already said. But yeah, this is kind of where we're ending the vlog here with this book. But we did finish Her Majesty's Royal Coven at the beginning of the vlog. So I mean, you know, we've talked about 3 books. So even though I've really kind of petered out in terms of updates and reading momentum, I do think that, you know, I've covered a decent amount of stuff. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna end this vlog here. So I did just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you've stuck through the entirety of this video, if you've read any of these books or you're looking to read them, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But thank you so much for watching this. I hope you consider sticking around and subscribing if you haven't already. But as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!